How's it going out there, YouTube? My name is Jesse, and I am the curator for the Golden Age, and this is another...
Lost Heroes of the Golden Age.
Yes, this is Lost Heroes of the Golden Age, and this time...
What is that you're wearing?
Oh, it's, my Halloween shirt. I got your back.
Is this because of the review?
Yeah, partly. I mean, it's reminiscent of what we're going over.
This has got to be the stupidest one we've done.
I'm pretty sure we've gone over something more stupid than this.
I'm fairly certain this is the stupidest.
There's 90-something videos on this format. I'm pretty sure there's a stupider superhero than this. But it would be very hard. It wouldn't be very, very hard. This thing is really stupid. Yeah, as the voice is saying, this is a really stupid hero. And the only reason I'm reviewing this is it's Halloween theme. We're continuing with the Halloween theme for the month of October. I honestly couldn't see myself covering this hero if it wasn't on brand. It is a really ridiculous thing. I try my best to represent what's going on with this in the opener, and I still don't fully understand what they were doing with this. So, I can't find a single person covering this. I couldn't even find a entry for this character under comic book characters. So, this is this review is completely on my own with no help other than the source material. So let's go ahead and continue October month with it's Spooks. Spooks, Professor Willard, first appeared in WoW Comics number 6 in 1940. The publisher is Fawcett, and I can't find anybody credited with the creation, so we'll go with unrevealed. Spooks is an unusual creation. It's something I almost missed. A lot of times how I find some of these more obscure comic characters is I will just grab a random comic from a random publisher and just start flipping through and see if anything interesting pops up. I did see Spooks and decided to include him in the Halloween reviews. The interesting thing is there is no character page on him. I can't find him listed anywhere, not even in the collection of Fawcett comic characters. So there's no initial review to go off of. Now, he has 4 appearances, and this is a really weird one. He gets killed in the beginning of his first appearance, and then he comes back as a skeleton to fight evil. You'll see the whole thing when we do the review for the first issue. First appearance. The remaining issues, he was supposed to... he came back and he was supposed to fight evil or go against evil in the skeleton body. But in the other 3 issues, his spirit, still in the skeleton, possesses the bodies of people that have died, and then he keeps the body alive long enough to stop the evildoers. He jumped into the body of an army man, a man who died in a duel, and a man who was shot in the courtroom by some gangsters. And he keeps them around long enough to, like I said, finish whatever unfinished business that they had. And it's really unusual. Now, they didn't say anything about a time limit of being in the body in his second appearance because the body he was in got shot. But in the 3rd and 4th appearance, he's like, there's this like little guardian ghost that angel that follows him around. He's like, hey, your time is up. So he's only allowed so much time in the bodies, and it's really weird. He gets sent back to the Earth so that he can possess his skeleton, because his body. So he's allowed to possess the skeleton so he can fight evil, yet as his ghost in his skeleton, he's able to possess dead bodies to help him with that fighting of evil. And it's not like he leaves the skeleton and goes into the body. The skeleton seems to be a part of him manifesting into the person's body. Now, he sees the spirit as it's leaving the body, and I mean, I really don't know how to explain it. It's weird. He died, came back, was to be able to possess his skeleton, and in his first appearance, he saves someone's life as the skeleton, and then in the remaining issues, he possesses the dead body while possessing the skeleton, and the skeleton also goes into the body that he possesses. And that's about the best way to explain it. And the mortal wounds that the body suffered that killed them, and the spirit that causes them to leave, doesn't affect Professor Willard. Now, I do find it rather interesting that as the skeleton, he goes ahead and puts on a pair of glasses, a bow tie, and is somehow smoking a pipe without lungs. And he doesn't have any of these affectations when he's possessing the body. It's only when he's the skeleton that he has these. But that's the best way I can explain it. He goes back to Earth and then helps people by possessing their bodies. I'm guessing because he feels that as the skeleton, he scares people, which he did in his first appearance, but they don't actually say how he's able to possess other people's dead bodies. It's just something that happened. He's even saying, like, I gotta find a body to possess so I can fight evil, but he's only allowed to be in the body for such a short period of time. So let's go ahead and cover the first appearance, which it kind of differs in the other appearances afterwards. So let's get into this. Oh, one more thing. Despite having 4 appearances, he has no featured covers, no featured story. He's not even mentioned on any of the covers. It's almost like they forgot about him. Spooks. And this opening will give you kind of an idea of what story you're going to be in for. We read ghost stories for the same reason that we work on crossword puzzles, jigsaw puzzles, and sit on hot stoves, because it feels good to stop. Although I can't disagree with that statement. Who's sitting on hot stoves just so they can stop? That's ridiculous. I don't... And how are you putting that in the same vein as doing crossword puzzles and jigsaw puzzles? Okay. This ghost story is different. It starts off with a murder. Yeah, because no ghost story has ever started that way before. Okay, and we don't know what college that they're in. It says one night in one of our more popular colleges. Now, we'll find out that this is Professor Willard, and he's blaming, is it Schorr, Schorr, of embezzling the scholarship fund. And he's like, I'm going to do the right thing, and he shoots Willard. Hey, buddy, get up, you're dead. What? Okay, so there's a lot of talking here. I'm not going to go over every single paragraph or word bubble if you want to read them all. But he's saying that he doesn't have time to be dead, and the guardian angel says that he can talk to the keeper of the gates. He's the leader of the grievance committee, and the keeper says, utterly impossible. Business is bad enough up here without turning away customers. But wait, I have an idea. What kind of business are you running up in heaven? I don't understand. Are you charging people who are dead? You're talking about how he's a customer. He says, I can let you back down to heaven if you're gonna, or to earth if you can stop evil. Now, he is assisted by what I can only guess is a guardian angel. And he gets back to the college campus and he notices that a whole bunch of people are sitting around and being very distraught. That they're not dancing or having a good time or anything. And he wants to go talk to them. The guardian angel says that you won't be able to talk to them. And that it's been several months since he was murdered. And many things have happened. And here we are. There's your body. Now enter. What? You mean that skeleton is me? And it turns out that he bequeathed his body to the university. So upon his death, the university got his body. It's a very unusual thing for them to display his skeleton. And he said it's been several months, and he's a skeleton. I shudder to think of what they had to do to turn him into a skeleton so fast. I mean, a body can decompose between several months to several years, but it takes a lot longer than that for flesh to fall off the bone. They would have had to have used some sort of acid or carb. I don't even want to think of the implications, but it's rather creepy to think about. In several months, they have his entire preserved skeleton. It's... Okay, so he enters into the skeleton. He can possess his old body. I don't understand. And then we come to the janitor. He says, I'm drunk. Got me good reasons for it, too. And he gives us a little exposition about how they lost the scholarship fund. And Scozer, which is the one that we know shot Professor Willard, says that Jimmy James did it, and he's going to be executed at midnight. Wow, I mean, the janitor just summed up everything we needed to know, right there and then. Why, that's just unjust. Jimmy James didn't murder me. Ah, a talking skeleton. My word, whatever could have frightened him. You just stepped into your skeleton. Did you forget already that you went into a skeleton? I mean, you're a pretty smart person. You can't be confused by the fact that he's frightened that you're a moving bag of bones. So now we see him affix glasses onto his face. He has a bow tie, and somehow he's smoking a pipe without having any lungs. Of course, he's also speaking without any lungs. I mean, the speaking part I can get past because he's a ghost, and we know that ghosts have been able to communicate through objects that shouldn't be able to talk. I want to know how the heck he's smoking that pipe. Okay, so meanwhile, we're at the state prison, but I tell you I didn't do it. And back at the university, that's Jimmy Girl's Vivian Gibbon, and she's crying. Everything will be all right, Vivian. Everything. That voice, so kind, so gentle. Somehow it's giving me hope that Jimmy will live. Okay, he's over at the state prison about to be executed. Why are you at the university crying on a bench? But, I mean, it's the middle of the night because he's getting executed at midnight. So you're on a college campus by yourself crying. Shouldn't you be, like, anywhere else? I mean, I know it's the 1940s, but it can't be good for a crying girl all by herself near midnight on a college campus. That's got to be like the opposite of safe. Okay, so the skeleton finds Scozer. Only 25 more minutes, and James will be dead, and no one will ever suspect me. And the skeleton jumps through the window. Ah! At the state prison. I didn't do it. 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 See, he says it a lot. Okay, so the skeleton is coming at Scozer and wants him to confess. So he shoots at the skeleton, and obviously the bullets went right through him because he's a skeleton. So as he's running away, the guardian angel trips him, and he grabs Scozer and says, "There's a policeman. Confess." And he's All right. I'll confess. I killed Professor Willard. I embezzled the scholarship money. I confess. Only take it away from me. Now the executioner must be stopped. And we're back in the state prison with him saying it over and over again. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. Obviously, I mean, keep saying it. I mean, it didn't work the first time, but the 500th time, they're obviously going to believe you. Anyways. He tries to hop a taxi to get over to the state prison. The guy runs, so he drives himself to the state prison, barges in, scares somebody at the gate, gets right in front of the executioner. I mean, he is moving at a remarkable speed for being a bag of bones. The guy's about to flip the switch, and he frightens the guy so much at being a movie skeleton that he faints. A short minutes. It's a miracle that the executioner was stopped in time. Scozer confessed, and you're a free man, James. Let me through. Well, now she's at the state prison. I mean, before, how did she get here so fast? Before, the skeleton had to take a taxi to get to the prison fast enough to start the execution. It's only a few minutes past midnight and she's already there. Why wasn't she there to begin with? Okay, so she's kissing him and the guardian angel's like, how nice. And I'm going to read these last 2 pages because this is ridiculous. Tell me, why does everyone scream when they look at me? Do I look so badly? Well, to put it mildly, you're just a bag of bones without the bag. Heavens, I forgot. I'm a skeleton. Now I mustn't forget my promise to the committee. You didn't talk to a committee, you talked to an angel. I suppose that will lead me to more exciting adventures. Don't you think so, readers? Oh my, they've fainted. You're a smart professor. You know you're a How did you forget you're a skeleton? I mean, the evidence is overwhelming and you're a smart person. You shouldn't have been able to forget you're a skeleton. And why the glasses? I mean, that's gotta be just an affectation. Yeah, the rest of the stories are just as ridiculous as you saw with the opener. I hope you've been enjoying the October month. We've got more heroes coming up, and I not as stupid as this one. So until next time, I'll be seeing you.